to Stanton. The gateway to Pyro was one skid open. Folks from far and wide were scrambling to make their fortunes. Such was the case with one poor boy from New Bedford, who had dreams of riches and seeing the stars. But this boy's fingers were lighter than most. So he set out to see what he'd make of himself.
Hi, my name's Lofty and welcome to this video in which I attempt to journey to and explore Pyro using only other people's stolen ships. The only ship of my own I've got is this Nox, and I've used it in order to find a ship near New Babbage on the ground somewhere that I can steal. And as we approach the commons, we see this cutter, just abandoned on the ice. So we park the Nox in the back and decide to commandeer this vessel for our own purposes. We are just about set. Lovely shot of the Polaris coming in behind me there. And with that, we headed to Hurston. Stopped off at Everest Harbour to refuel before we make the jump to Pyro Jump Gate. This little rust bucket's too small to make it in one trip. And with that last jump, we arrived at the Pyro Jump Gate. I decided to refuel and rearm before we headed through the wormhole. But I was slightly disappointed at the views. What's that? Have to say as well, this new Morozov helmet they have at the jump gate is like the ultimate helmet. Look at it, it's so cool. But after we'd stocked up, we were ready to head through to Pyro. The wormhole to me seemed quite unstable. I had control of my ship, I could move left and right, I could change my yaw and my pitch, and it was quite hard to navigate through this tunnel. Once I got the hang of it, it became a lot easier, just move the ship towards where I needed to go. But it's really cool because I can see like 2 or 3 other people in the jump gate as well. And after about 5 minutes, we finally entered the Pyro system. Stopped at the Stanton Gateway station, and it was pretty much just like every other station, so I thought, well, we need to go deeper into Pyro. So I got back into the cutter, all ready to set off with the Nox in the back. And the ship just disappeared. So, GG, I guess I'll be stealing another ship. So we EVA'd out of the landing pad and had a look around, and there was a couple of people around. This Cutlass was around, but then there was also this Polaris, just parked there. So, you know, just decided to go and try the door, just on the off chance, and what do you know? It was just left unlocked. So, you know, what better way to explore the newest star system than in the newest ship? So yeah, we took the ship and decided to head to Checkmate, one of the new outlaw stations in the Polaris. Cool. It is a good looking ship, I do like it. The only thing I don't like is the cockpit at the front. Why is it so exposed? You could just shoot it.
Auto drive is now off.
So here we are, arriving at Checkmate. And one of the cool things about the Polaris is you can actually dock it at these stations, which as you can see here I was giving it a bit of a wiggle, but we finally got it there. There it is, docking at the docking collar at Checkmate Station. Look at this.
Arrival complete.
That's so cool. And here we are for the first time at Checkmate Station. Now I have to say, the aesthetic of these places is just amazing. Like, it really reminds me of The Expanse, you know, the sort of asteroid stations and the belter stations in The Expanse. And of course, one of the main reasons to come to here is the new contested zones, which are just through these elevators. Now, I've spent a lot of time in the contested zones since they came out onto the PTU, and let me tell you, it's an experience. So certainly it's a sort of PvP puzzle type environment. You know, I like going in with just nothing, because as you can see here, there's lots of bodies and stuff on the floor and weapons and stuff, so you can often just get stuff on the floor. So I kind of like going in with nothing really and seeing what I can come out with. But anyway, I wanted to save that for another video because there's lots of content there, and this is about exploring Pyro. So I found a way out of the contested zone that isn't the usual way. Basically, it's like a little secret airlock that you can get out of, so you don't have to go out the usual way, and you can try and avoid any ambushes. But yeah, I'll save that for another video. So anyway, I wanted to continue exploring. So I was trying to break into this hammerhead, which I couldn't quite break into. But then this character just showed up out of nowhere and just parked next to the hammerhead. So I thought I'd have a... There was obviously someone in here, but I just thought I'd have a look. You know, I mean, I knew the character had a rework, so I wanted to see that. But B, just wanted to see if we could stow away maybe on his ship, see what happens. Normally you can just punch doors open if you give him enough punches, but this guy started moving and it kind of clipped me through the door somehow. And I was like, oh, great. And now he's flying away from checkmate. So he flew all the way to Bloom. And I didn't know this, but I don't know where we were going at this point. But apparently we were going to Arbitrary Station at Bloom, so... You can see it just there, and I'm like, he's coming in a bit fast. Is everything okay? Oh no. So I don't know whether he got shot by someone or he just crashed into the station, but this guy had a bad time. Luckily I survived, and the ship was only soft death rather than it just exploding like it usually would. So I was very thankful for that. So yeah, we managed to hitch a ride to Arbitrary Station. Just having a look out. I think he just crashed into the side of the station. Although there is another Polaris there, so that could have shot him, I suppose. But this vulture just trying to get out unsuccessfully. Oh no, there we go. Anyway, I managed to float around to one of the landing pads of checkmate and farm my way into the station. And again, spent a lot of time in the contested zone at checkmate. Got some really cool gear. This is the Overlord set, Overlord Riptide, that I managed to loot from inside there, which is pretty cool. And again, wanted to just continue exploring. And what do we know? It's another Polaris just sitting near the landing pads. But this one had an F7 in it, so I thought, well, I'll take the F7 this time. You know, we've had a couple of Polarises now. Variety's the spice of life. We just took the F7 out of the hangar and thought, well, we'll head on to the next station, which is Ruin Station at Terminus. So, just aligning ourselves now. And heading out in our latest stolen ship. But yeah, I have to say I really love the aesthetic, I love the atmosphere, I love the level design, and it just seems like a really strong foundation to release on. I think a lot of the missions need fleshing out, and I think there needs to be more player interaction and more things to do, but as a starting point, wow. You know, what an update, what a system. Everything about it is just super polished. Despite the bugs, despite the crashes, it's been a really positive PTU experience this time. But yeah, here we are at Ruin Station, and Ruin Station's quite special. It's got a different layout for its contested zone, which is called the Ghost Arena, and it's actually a more vertical layout than the other ones, which is kind of cool. So here's me just landing at the station. But again, I don't really want to bring you too much footage of the contested zone at the moment, because I want to make a separate video about that, because I think it deserves its own video. But yeah, we managed to find this Corsair. Been at Ruin Station for a little while and had some fun there, but we wanted to explore again, so we stole this very nice Corsair that was just parked underneath one of the landing pads. And there was another station I wanted to explore called Patch Station, just because I like the name, so keyed in a bit of a course for that station. Look at this, look how cool that is. yeah, just heading out there towards Patch Station now. Not too much variety in the station layouts just yet, but I'm hoping in the future that they'll update that a little bit, you know, with some different variations. But yeah, Patch Station didn't really have too much at it. It was a sort of scaled down version of the bigger stations, really. Just a couple of shops, not really much to write home about. So we went back to Bloom, back to Obituary, which is one of my favourite stations. So I decided to base myself out of Obituary. But what I really wanted to do was explore one of the planets and try and find like a nice little spot that I could maybe call home in the future. So I went out onto the landing pads and had a look around, and what do you know? Another Polaris just sat there waiting to be taken.
Well, that's good.
So I decided to Pyro 5, which had one of these sort of Earth-like planets around it, Pyro 4. So yeah, decided to have a look and see what we could find. But as I was coming down, there was actually quite a lot of activity over the area that I wanted to land at. Landing just behind a ridge, I thought I might be able to be out of sight of whoever was down at the outposts. Not knowing what the future held, I knew one thing. My adventure was just beginning.